What is up, everybody? Verse TV here today. And the Tom's Guide website has an interesting article talking about how PS5 bundles are bad for scalpers and for gamers. We have been seeing these bundles a lot lately since the PS5 release. It's like we have been seeing this pretty much on almost every website about these PS5 bundles. They don't just sell the PS5 by themselves, but they sell the bundles, which a lot of people don't like. I'm actually a person who don't like the bundles. It's a lot of stuff I don't want. I just want the system. I don't want to buy the extra accessories. So it's pretty cool that somebody actually talked about in an article about these PS5 bundles. So let's get into the article. So it says, of all the methods retailers have devised to fight scalpers, PS5 bundles may be one of the most effective. So I guess they are great against deterring scalpers from buying the bundles. I guess that's a good thing. So, but it's kind of bad on the consumer as well too. Who just wants the regular person just wants to buy a console. But let's continue on. Recently, my colleague Roland Moore-Coiler wrote an article about exclusive PS5 staying in stock longer than ever before, at least partially due to being sold along with games and accessories rather than a la carte. And while his reasoning is almost certainly correct, being able to find PS5 only bundles is at best a mixed blessing. It feels good and bad to say, and sounds what you're trying to say. This is like the typical bundle. It's like a PlayStation Plus card for a year, a $100 gift card, a controller dock, a headset, and then you have the PS5. That's what the usual bundle looks like. Or it's like some games with it or something. Back when dinosaurs roamed the earth and the console war was between Sega and Nintendo, buying a console often meant getting a bundle just by default. New systems generally came with at least one game and often a second controller, but at this practice fell out of favor. Retailers sought to make up the difference by offering bundles that included the console, a game or two, another controller, and if you were particularly unlucky, another needless accessory that the store wouldn't be able to sell otherwise. Bundles are extremely common when a console is first launched, and the reason why is simple: retailers have customers over a barrel. When a console first launches, people really want it, especially since consoles often come out right before the holidays. As such, a retailer could sell a $500 console by itself, or it could sell a console along with a $6 controller, two $6 games, and maybe a gift card too, which ensures that the customer will have no choice but to come back and shop again. Either way, the console will get sold. That makes sense. As my colleague pointed out, the inclusion of games and accessories is the primary reason why scalpers don't want PS5 bundles. It is relatively easy to buy a PS5 for retail price and flip it on eBay for profit. Since customers can't get one anywhere else, it's pretty much more difficult to sell a copy of Demon Souls or a DualSense controller, since customers can go get those and retail price from more reliable purveyors. Okay, so he makes a pretty good point why scalpers don't want to buy the bundles, because the other stuff that's included with it, you can just buy a regular retail price, like the copy of Demon Souls. You can buy that at any retail store. Those aren't sold out anywhere. Or the extra DualSense control, those aren't sold out anywhere. So it's gonna take a scalper a lot longer to try to flip those, or they're gonna have to sell it at retail value or take a loss on those. So that makes sense. So it's kind of a good and a bad thing with these bundles. It is a good and a bad thing to deter scalpers. But it's kind of like it's a bad thing because the average consumer don't want to buy these extra accessories, like an extra controller. If you're not gonna need an extra controller, well, I'll buy one. You want to buy that, or a PlayStation Plus card. You don't want to buy that either. So I see the good and the bad here. The underlying message is clear. PS5 bundles act as a deterrent for scalpers and bots, resulting in more real people getting their hands on the hot new console. The bundle games are good, the extra controller are useful, the price is the same as if you bought all the components separately, so what's the problem exactly? The primary problem with bundles is that they assume every gamer or at least every household has the same taste and requirements. A recent PS5 bundle, GameStop PS5 bundle, included PS5 and extra DualSense controller, a copy of Spider Miles Morales, a copy of Demon Souls, and a GameStop gift card, and it cost $730 altogether, roughly what you would pay if you bought all of these items separately. Although I couldn't quite make the math work, the bundle page is no longer up online, so I couldn't verify the exact contents. Let's assume that you're paying standard retail price for everything in the bundle, since that's how GameStop and its competitors usually operate. The PS5 by itself costs $500, so an extra $200 is generally half the price of the system and extras that you may or may not want. Gamers who play by themselves need only one controller, particularly since both Demon Souls and Miles Morales are single player games. Extra $200 gift cards are particularly naked ploy to get you back to GameStop. Yes, it's money you probably spend eventually anyway, but this you have to spend at one particular retailer. This isn't particularly egregious as bundles go. Often bundles will include more and more niche accessories such as a camera or a controller charging dock, which aren't even remotely necessary for the core console experience. Not really, yeah. The average person will use a camera or use a controlling dock. The fact is that game consoles, at least at launch, are a luxury item. Retailers I bet on the fact that if you have funds to spend on just for fun purchase, you probably have $700, and if you don't, someone in a similar situation will. If you really truly want every single item in a bundle, that's fine, but retailers aren't banking on that. They're banking on the fact that you're kind of sort of want some of the accessories in a bundle. But you really want the console, that's what another few $100 in the grand scheme of things. It's a classic case of prioritizing short term satisfaction over long term value, and humans do it all the dang time. Oof, definitely a good article right here. If we're forced to choose between two bad options, I would grudgingly admit that gamers getting some extras they don't need, but could potentially use it as a much better situation than scalpers getting anything. But at best, it encourages people to overspend, and at worst, it saddles them with a bunch of gear and games they don't really want in the first place. If you're in the market for a PS5 bundle, you're probably your best bet right now. Or just to be sure it's a bundle of things you actually want, or you can wind up wondering why you didn't just wait a few more weeks. Yeah, that is true. So definitely a good article. I definitely agree with a lot of points he made there. That kind of deters a lot of people from buying bundles, especially like the consumers, because you get a lot of accessories you don't want. Um, but yeah, if you already have $500 to buy a console, you probably spend $100 more to guarantee it, especially instead of buying it from a retailer, instead of buying it from a scalper. Definitely see that being the outcome. I probably would have bought an Xbox Series X bundle if they from GameStop, especially if they had like an in-store pickup option. I probably would have bought a bundle there. I probably would have did my trade-ins, my system trade-ins at GameStop to buy a bundle. But you can't do an in-store pickup. They don't sell the consoles in the store, which kind of sucks. So it's mostly online only. So yeah, it kind of sucks. If it wasn't just online only, they have it shipped to your house. I probably would have bought a bundle in store. So yeah, but I definitely agree with what they're getting at with this article though. But yeah, definitely hear comments down below about this article. It's definitely an interesting read. You're reading yourself too. Leave your comments, leave your likes down below. And thanks for watching as always, and peace.